Hello, viewers. Welcome to another edition of Basel Media Interview Series. Today, we are all the way in Sanyang. We are here with our uncle, Momodou Semega Janneh, who is also a Gambian like all of us and someone who is very, very concerned about the environment. So, we are here today to visit him at his farm in Sanyang. First of all, we just allow him to say a few things to the viewers.
Alaikum. The name is actually Semega Janneh. That's Catherine. But my name is Momodou, like you said. I'm a Gambian that's lived outside of the country really since about 1970. I came back 2000 to try and do whatever I can to help the development of the country and to help the people as much as I can and say that we've got a future for the next generation to enjoy the Gambia as I enjoyed it.
Right. We have taken a tour of your vast land. Let me put it that way, or forest,
Yeah.
because there are different varieties of trees, and I'm sure there are different animals here, snakes, monkeys, and the likes. What really inspired you to come and settle in this area?
Initially, what it was is my early days in life was spent between Banjul and Dipakunda, which is where my grandmother's from on my mother's side, and my father had some land there. And I preferred to be in the countryside than being in the town where it was just hot and clammy. And the same thing I do also when I travel. I go and stay in the countryside in Finland. I've got a cottage in the islands there. So the country life is meant to make you more uh, at whole with yourself because there's really more to life than just running around after money. And you can live life a bit better. You can enjoy the environment. You can enjoy the fresh air. And as you notice, it's a lot cooler here than in town when people have cut down everything into concrete. And so what had happened when I was looking for land, I saw places down by Brufut and stuff and realized that the way things were going, it was going to get very, very crowded. And so I decided to just continue and looked at this place. I think the day I saw it, I confirmed that I will buy it and started building within weeks after getting my building permit because for me, that was it. I was going to come here because even though there was no highway, it wasn't a problem for me to say, fine, I'll drive, come here, spend the time with my friends and family and just enjoy life as it should be enjoyed.
Okay, so far so good. We know you have settled here for a period of time. Do you face any challenges?
Absolutely. I mean, those people that were comfortable in the areas around Bullfoot, Salaji, what's it called, Bruceby and so on, they were fighting each other for land around there. Now they've sold all that land, they've cut it up into small pieces, and now it's uncomfortable for them. So they decided that they want to come and take our lands away from us. And they're not even being honest about it. They're trying to use government institutions by saying, well, they want to do this, they want to do that, they want to build a port, they want to be. And a lot of that, for me, as somebody that's worked on the marine environment, I can tell you that's nonsense because the sea is very, very shallow for a very long way out. You have to go out like 40 kilometers out plus for you to get to the deep water. So if you stand at the beach in the old days, you can actually see the container ships and so on as they're coming into Banjul ports. That's actually the channel that is being used to go in. So if you look away from Cape Point towards the left, where you see the ships that far out is how far they will have to dig a canal to get to the deep water. So basically, it's where your eye ends. So again, I think it is more like that they just want the land. But I think that's why there was one of the reports where one of the either the minister or the port director was saying that they wanted to do a housing estate. And how can you knock down somebody's house to build a housing estate? That is rather unjust, especially the constitution doesn't allow it. And I'm wondering why just two individuals seem to be dictating everything to do with the national policy. So right now it's making life a little bit difficult, but as you see, even when I'm talking about something that emotional, I'm comfortable because environment is calming. That's the main the purpose why I actually do like being out here.
Right. We're still aware that the ports or the Gambia Ports Authority are still going ahead or still want to go ahead with moving the ports here. Like you said, the place is shallow
Yeah.
and it may not be convenient for a port. So you and other you and other people who are affected, let me put it that way. What is your next move?
Well, it's to wait till the government acts, because until and unless they touch our individual properties, we cannot do much about it. If they touch the property that belongs to the village, I have done my best to try and make sure that the villagers were sensitized that this was coming, and that they have rights that they can stand by. It's not that government can just come and take anything that it wants. There is rules and regulations laid out in the Gambia Constitution that says that if government wants something that belongs to you, they must be ready to pay a fair price for it. Unfortunately, some of our individual officials don't want to do that. They want to get the place pandy cheap, and then they can go and share it out amongst themselves and their friends, which for me, as far as the villages are concerned, I feel is rather unfair. But all I can do as an individual is say, fine, we've got a group of us that have taken lawyers. I'm sure you've heard of some of them, people like Antuman Gay, Ami Bensouda, and so on. And there's a few more. And to just say that, fine, if you want to take our place, you've got to be justifiable in what you're doing. You do not come and say that you're going to leave land that's right next to the beach and come 2 kilometers, 3 kilometers inland. If you look at the video, as I mentioned before, from the Turkish company Al Bayrak, you find that one of the main things that they were talking about is that to have mining operations down there. And they're talking about a waterfront that's about 3-4 kilometers wide. That's bigger than the new port that's being built in Dakar. So, and the one in Morocco is even it's about the same as the one in Dakar. So, how they can say, think that Gambia can build a port and get away with it. But like I said, it is more to do with the mining rights and the fact that the land can be sold. They've sold everything, unfortunately, cheap. Short-term memory, short-term thinking that I want. And that's one of the things that I did not do. Because, I mean, if I wanted to behave like they did, I could have bought half of this area and then be running my own housing estate and so on. But that type of greed, I was not brought up that way, and I cannot condone it, whether it's from people I know or from just outsiders, because I think we have to all realize that the resources of the country are there for everyone, and those people that have owned something, like some people will say, why should the people of Combo have all this? Why should the people of Combo have this? Why should the people of Combo have that? Now, if you're saying that about the people of Combo, that means that you come from another area. Are you ready for your area to be now given away to do all these things? No. Most of the people are not honest that way. They will rather point the finger at one group and say, well, you are not doing everything for everyone, so you must be the one that is to blame. I think we have to start to be a little bit honest about what we do. And that's when I was explaining about the mining operations and how it affected some of the people. Just behind that fence, you will actually see where the women were growing their rice and so on and feeding their families. It's all been destroyed.